Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is B from Kong's RS. Welcome to a Sunday Funday Show, where it's been a minute since I've talked about some of the products in the home arcade space over the last couple of months or so. There's a lot of new offerings right now during the holiday season, so I thought I'd just give my take and my opinions about them. In case you were still interested in that sort of content from me, Mrs. Kong's RS will be joining me soon with a beverage for anyone that wants to say hello to her. Let her know in the chat what you would like to talk about and hear her thoughts on, because some of the things I'm going to be talking about, she'll have no opinions besides just doing her little angry face where she's like, no, we don't really need it. But that's not the point. It's not the point if I need it or not, or we need it in our household. It's about whether or not I think these are potentially good deals, bad deals, as well as some of the product offerings. What do I think is the best and the worst out there currently in the market for folks that could be adding stuff into their home arcade space? Originally, I asked Mrs. Kong's to take a quick photo for this thumbnail. And we actually were like, what do we talk about today? There's a giant blank space right there in my home arcade right now. It's ginormous. It's huge, right? Apologies for the mismatching layers of bricks there. But I'm like, I actually finally have space to put something in here. Yes, maybe it's another pinball machine. Maybe it's another home arcade product. Maybe it's the Nova Blast. Maybe it's the AtGames 4K. I don't know quite. I have a couple of projects still that I could fill up that space, but I was like, what would be fun to talk about besides what's currently out there and what could potentially fill that space? So let me know if you have any thoughts, things that you might be getting, things that are really worth it. I'll share some of my top 5 favorite deals right now in the home arcade space for Arcade1Up. Talk about all the different offerings in the AtGames Legends 4K space. And man, they just also released a price point on that Unico Nova Blast cabinet. And so it's got me thinking that's all trending upwards in price though. So let me know what you guys think. And I would love to say hello quickly, Jess, to the chat folks right here. Nicholas Diolero says, if only Sturm Godzilla Premium would be on Black Friday for $2.99. Oh, my man, right? This is a really fun table. I don't know if it'll ever get to that price. No, it would never get down to that price. Not a real one, at least. But there have been VPX versions of Godzilla that you can play. I haven't seen the premium version available on VPX, but there is a version of the Pro on Godzilla that you could play on a computer in case you're just very, very curious about playing that game in general. It's not the same, but you could find a very cheap virtual way to play pinball. You could. Hi, Mrs. Kong's Arrest. We're saying hi to the chat.
Hello, chat.
We're saying hi to Jason, a good little alien. What's up?
Hello.
Jay Esposito says, Back to the Future Pinball. He wants to hear about it. And if there's rumors about it, I have no idea. If Back to the Future is really going to happen. MSU Rich, what's going on? Hello. Dan Z is here as well. And Thumper Squid says, Biggie D's on at the same time. What are you going to do? Well, you watch one on replay, and then all is good in the world. All right, Nicholas Seora says he's got Stranger Things last month, hoping next year's absurd purchase will be Godzilla. That's awesome, Nicholas Deorio. Did you get the recent re-release version of it? Did you get it new in box, or did you get a used one? Stranger Things was recently re-released by Stern because they did a limited run earlier. And I have a love-hate relationship with that Tyndall table. I want to like it a lot. Like, it's a fun shooter. I just really suck at it. And so it's kind of cool to get the little flap down and shoot at the, the monster that's in the middle of the screen that I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But yeah, that's a really fun toy and a bashing toy to play. But yeah, I just really, really bad at that table historically. So I've not really been able to get much into it. But awesome, man. Godzilla, they've made a lot of them. I was listening to Straight Down the Middle's recent podcast where they talked about the best and worst of 2023, and they talked about all the pinball machines that came out and the backlog that was existing for the last 2 years for manufacturing. They had Jurassic Parks, Godzilla. It took me 18 months to be able to get my Godzilla game. They're fully caught up, and still the best-selling game of 2023, they were saying, was still Godzilla. So I think that's a game they'll be making for a very, very long time. Maybe not at a lower price point, but Mrs. Kong's Arrest, we're going to be talking about some of the best and worst home arcade deals right now in the home arcade space.
Okay, well, speaking of that, would you like your best beer ever? Would you like your flambois?
Oh, yes. Lambic. We haven't had Lambic in a long time. That's a very fruity beer.
That is a very fruity beer.
Yeah.
Is there a specific flavor that you like? We always, it's easy to buy the raspberry.
Yeah, the raspberry one's the most common one, but there's the peach one.
There's peach,
I feel like I like this
cherry,
one better. I like this one This one's the best one in my
This
opinion.
one is not opening.
Yeah,
I'm having
that's
issues.
a really bad opener from the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. Do not recommend getting bottle openers from there. All right, Nicholas Doyo got a new Inbox Pro. It's been in your basement for like 2 weeks straight. Enjoy it, man. I think pinball machines, if you could ever, get one into your house, and we'll talk a lot about home pinball ownership in just a minute.
It requires more than one utensil. I will be back.
You have to decork it. It's really interesting having a pinball machine versus kind of a home arcade game that you can play. I find myself being able to play just a game of pinball, like in between my work meetings. If I'm at home, if I just have like 15 minutes to play, yes, I can hop onto one of my machines. But I just really love the challenge of playing pinball really quickly, turning it on, playing a game. So I understand that. That sounds awesome. Baked beans. Bluey, by the way, have a fun story about Bluey I want to share later today. Tempted to get Time Crisis, but feel like you should wait till Arcade1Up releases for CES. Any thoughts? Yeah, that's a good question. Like, we'll go over later on the show all the different Arcade1Up deals, at least what I think is the best deal at the moment. So it just really depends if that's what's in the market for you. Time Crisis right now, I believe the cheapest you can get it is $599, which is better than $749. It'll only go cheaper in price, I think, eventually. So that really depends on you. I don't think it'll go lower than that before CES, so it just kind of depends on you. All right. Yeah. All right. Oh, you bought it from Flipping Out. Yeah. Jay Esposito says he loves his new Godzilla Premium. It's the best purchase. It's only oh, you really, Jay, we've been talking about Godzilla for a while. You just got it. So, man, enjoy it. There's so many fun things you can do. All right, so with your Time Crisis, did you feel like the guns were as accurate as their older shooters? Yeah, the Sinden technology on the Time Crisis cabinet, I think it's kind of is what it is. It's Sinden technology is pretty accurate and on point once everything is calibrated. There's other issues that kind of affect the gameplay on the Time Crisis cabinet. It's the manual recoil that kind of like cocks back a little bit more. And then depending on the game that you're playing, there is only for the rail shooter games, like the visible drag of the cursor on the screen. So for a game like Time Crisis, it was actually pretty accurate. In fact, when I was doing some testing with it and I saw some emails of Andy Sinden was actually helping test it, he found somebody in the UK that was like a professional speedrunner on Time Crisis and was testing that cabinet's accuracy using the gun. So he said he was able to finish it like in record time. I'm pretty sure he was using the recoil feature, but accuracy feels like it's still on point because Sinden Tech is still Sinden Tech, but it's just the build of the gun is really the worst part. All right, so we're going to be drinking some lambic. We're going to be talking about some deals today. So if you're in the chat and you want to talk about anything else, let us know in the chat. But we're going to start off by talking. What do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about Arcade1Up? Do you want to talk about AtGames and all their virtual pinball offerings? Or would you love to hear from this other company called Unico? We kind of talked about their product offering in the Candy Camp or bracket. What do you want to talk about? 1, 2, or 3? Unico, AtGames, or Arcade1Up? You pick.
5. I don't know. What seems to be most enlightening to the audience? What does the chat want to hear most of all? I mean, like, what are we? We're this Arcade1Up Pinball.
We're a home arcade channel. We're just a
cat bathroom channel. We are all the things. I don't even know what we are anymore.
Yeah.
I just come here to drink. So.
Have you ever heard of the concept of improv?
Yes, I've heard of the concept.
And you know what an ensemble is?
I know what an ensemble is.
Okay, so in the world of improv, I'm just like going off the tangent for a second. When you ask your partner who's performing with you a question, they are supposed to answer in a way that allows you to keep the conversation going.
Yeah, I know. And it seems like the audience wants Unico. Thank you, audience.
Oh, well, thank you. But instead of like just throwing me a curveball and being like, I don't know, you pick something, or audience, can you help a brother out? Can you improv with me a little bit and just agree and go along with the skit for a little bit and pick something?
I did. Unico.
Okay, that's my plea for Mrs. Kongzers. I swear. Sometimes you ask her questions, she's like, I don't know. I mean,
but I get to the point eventually.
No, you don't get to the point. Okay, we're going to talk about Unico first because Jay Esposito, you helped her out. All right. Unico seems very interesting, seems very money. Do the cats get a Christmas gift? We'll just pause for a second. Did you get any gifts for the cats?
Oh, I am their gift.
Yes, you are their gift. Again, the chat's asking you a fun question. It's like, come on, Mr. Songs, work with me here. Can you give me a little something? Can you give the peoples a little something to work with?
I can give something to the people to work with. This
Yes.
Prosecco is actually quite sweet and surprisingly not funny tasting.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a spumante.
Okay. All right. Yes, Angela P. I know Mrs. Kongdores is great in her own way, but as a co-host, I love you to death. But here we are talking about Unico first. So Unico today released a video that showcased the upcoming price points of their brand new product, the Nova Blast from Unico. This was the candy cap that we were just talking about earlier. Nova Blast, full metal candy. Samuel joysticks, HDMI, JAMA video inputs, 26-inch screen, 4:3 ratio, vertical and horizontal Tata modes for only $999 in 3 days. You can pre-order this from Unico Arcade Entertainment. Should we watch it again? Unico, Nova Blast, full metal candy. Oh yeah. Grandma joysticks, horizontal and vertical orientation, 26-inch 1440 by 1080, starting at $999. Doesn't that just grab you? Isn't this like the best like fuzzy Unico USA thing going on? No? Okay, all right, you can pause there. All right, what do you think? What do you think about the Unico candy cap? Let's talk about the Unico candy cap.
Does folks know what's happening? Because all I see is this box for $1,000. I'm like, what games are we playing?
You have no idea what the Nova Blast is.
No idea what the Nova Blast is.
All right, so it's $1,000. Okay, so Nova Blast have a G panel. Can you fit inside the Nova Blast? People must know. Unfortunately, it does not come with the G panel stock because it's just literally a countertop, but there's a base for it. So candy caps in the Japanese culture were a style of cabinet that you would sit down and play.
So I could sit on it.
You can sit down. No, you cannot sit on it. It's not the point for you to sit down on it. Candy cap. So this is kind of like a fully metal device here. And for the first time, it is kind of like we're looking at it. It looks like that's I think a real candy cap there with the actual CRT screen. So they're talking about the Astro City is 29 inches and the Nova is 25.98 inches. The Astro City is 35. Depth wise, the Nova is 25. So this is a nice comparison. The Astro, this is a real Astro City cabinet, is 56 inches. Oh, the Nova is taller than that. And then the weight is 205 with the CRT, only 110 weight below. That's actually pretty good to know, comparisons to the real thing. But this is a look at the Nova Blast arcade cabinet. It has, again, you probably could fit it in the base for that, right?
You would hide me in the base.
Yeah, it's a full metal base. It's Sanwa joysticks. It's like a giant screen. What would people do on this? You have to bring your own game though. That's the kind of weird point of it. So it's a $999.
So $1,000.
$1,000 metal cabinet.
Does it come with games?
A 26-inch screen, which is like one of the things that screen alone, a 26-inch screen from Unico is already like $400 just for that screen. They don't make 26-inch 4:3 screens anymore. That's like the unique thing, right?
So you're paying $599 for the rest of everything else?
Yeah, for the speakers, the metal box, the control panel, the buttons, which are actual real Sanwa parts too. That's a real arcade quality Sanwa parts. Some speakers in the frame. So that's the Nova Blast. So who is this for? Again, this is really for the peoples that want to. What is good going on here?
It's like the same thing.
It's just going over. Why I'm trying to get to the next picture. Why does it not go down to the next picture? Oh, that was weird. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Here's some side profile angles of it, of what it looks like. You can sit down on it. Yeah, it looks like that. So it's kind of an empty shell. The connectors, it has a JAMA connector. Do you know what JAMA is?
No.
JAMA. So a real arcade PCB connects to the CRT via a JAMA connection. So you can take real arcade hardware and play your real arcade hardware on this. That's
so is that cool. What that hidey hole is for?
It's, yeah, part of it. You can put a hidey hole in there. You could also put a full PC and play modern games on it. So you can do that. It also has HDMI outputs to it. So you can plug in other devices. You can essentially bring your own game. And that's all in the hardware. Speakers, blah, blah, blah. Roller casters and things. No, is this something that you remember ever? I mean, we've gone to arcades. You've seen these types of cabinets out there, right? Normally, like the ones that are set on free play in the back of the arcade, where it's just like, hey, They don't have any artwork or
Nope.
anything like that. You just go there and
Yep.
play. What was the type of game that you would remember playing on these cabinets?
I think I've seen like Street Fighter on it.
I totally sharing the screen right now, and like nobody's even looking what we're looking at. We've been looking at this for the last couple of minutes right here, looking at these different.
Oh, we didn't share
things.
screen.
Mhm.
Lovely.
So what types of games do you remember playing? What
Yeah,
you say?
Street Fighter. I think a lot of the fighting games are on there, and I'm pretty sure maybe some of like the story time games. Street Fighter. Dot. It was in the back. I didn't play those things.
Yeah.
It was free. There we go. I don't play the free ones. I go and play like the ones that were lots of money for a quarter.
And it does have that LCD there on there, so it is nice and modern. Nothing's gonna break.
So tell me why someone would want one of these. Like, what's the draw besides the fact it's nostalgic?
It's a very versatile multi-cade machine, right? This is the one that you could have that really is meant to be used with either modern gaming or classic gaming. And so if you have some sort of like multi-cade system, like a PC that's running a hyperspin build or launch box, you have no idea what that is, right? It's a front end that you can play multiple games. You could put an Android box that has a bunch of games onto it too. You can take an old budget PC and play a bunch of, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
So you basically, if you don't want to play on your computer anymore,
Yes.
you don't want to play on your monitor, you don't want to play with your keyboard, you want to play with a joystick, you buy this thing for $1,000.
Yeah, and then you can play even modern games like Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 5, you know, even though it's on that 4:3 aspect ratio. It could be, it's very, and then also for people that have old, whatchamacallit, arcade PCBs, right? They can play their original arcade hardware on this. So I don't know what this is. Another kind of video on something. Are you ready to elevate your gaming? I'm trying to elevate my gaming.
Trying to elevate your screen. It's not working.
Yes. So this is a sample of them taking in a connector, just snapping it in. I've not really watched this video yet, so I'm not really sure what else. Okay, that's a arcade connector right there too.
So the multiple types
of the JAMA. Yep. That connects into that. So that works. So that hides in the back part. Switch, plug it in. King of Fighters 98, classic arcade game right there.
Okay, well, on that is the ratio. That looks good.
I think it's just showing you the different like options that you can connect it to it. You ever play King of Fighters?
No, but you have now.
I did.
I know that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else you got.
Anything else for this video?
Okay. Just a lot of like touchy stuff.
Okay, how to play. Oh, you can actually put the coin door slot so it actually really works with the real coin door. So that's what they're talking about. So I think this is a sample video of something that you can actually play when it's already set up. Okay. All right. We're good. All right. The other fun thing about Unico is, interesting enough, they've used Facebook as their main marketing tool. There have been a few content creators that have made some content on it, but I was trying to find out more official details from the Unico website, and they don't have anything on here. I think that's the weird thing. So from a kind of a best worst standpoint, I would say it's really cool. I would say best new innovative product that I've seen in the home arcade market in 2023. We've not seen something that is like this, where you can kind of bring your own game in a 26-inch 4:3 monitor. The biggest screen that's been available in the home arcade space has been a 19-inch screen. So 26 inches in the 4:3 ratio. It's huge. It's right in your face. It's all metal, so the quality build looks really great. I would say the worst thing from this product release standpoint is that they have nothing on their website really to talk about the product here in any official capacity. They just have their Phoenix monitors that I was telling you about, right? The Unico 26-inch screen is how much here? Does it say? It doesn't even say the price here.
No, it doesn't. It says add to cart. What am I buying?
What am I adding to cart?
Oh, well, it says 4 interest-free payments of $299.
$299. So it's a $300 screen. So it was $100 cheaper. I remember it being a lot more expensive. So $300 just for the screen, that's in there. The Full Metal box, you're paying $700 for everything else. That's the buttons and sticks, 2 sets of buttons and 6 sound wall buttons. I'd say like $50. Speakers, you know, maybe another $50. That'd be like $400. And the speakers, the monitor, and the buttons. And then it's the cab itself, all metal body, very heavy shipping.
Yeah.
And then all the little component stuff. So and they have to make a profit at some point, right? You can't sell it for exactly free. So what do you think of that $1,000 price point though? Is that pretty hefty?
It is really hefty, especially considering the fact that it doesn't come with games. But then again, if y'all like the giant monitors, like you mentioned, bigger than big, if you like the metalness of the cabs, because a lot of these cabs that we're looking at, these are like melamine boards with stuff glued together, plastic, but this is like metal. So that's going to be interesting.
Brad says it looks awesome because he's into home arcades. You can play Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon on this on an Astro City.
I could probably play on one of your machines too, but I have yet to try. Actually, that's funny. We've never put Sailor Moon on any of these machines.
Yeah, so Carlos says, no offense, but the Polycade pre-orders blows this away. But the Polycade looks like nothing.
What is a Polycade
for that?
Mrs. Kong's or Us education?
So you don't know what a Polycade is?
No, I know what Polly Pockets are.
So Polycade is this new kind of weird futuristic looking
interesting
machine.
Are you supposed to like just mount it on a wall?
Yeah, it's wall mountable. And they've actually had, I think, celebrities make videos on this too, but it's like a regular 69 monitor. It's really swappable. Look, you got some, look at all these people. Look, you got all these like celebrities like Ludacris and Jimmy like making content on this saying, look at this unmatched versatility. How much was this? Pre-order now. So is this $1,000?
Oh,
this is $2,000. Are you kidding, Carlo?
But does it come with a game?
And does this come with stuff? I forget about this. What does it come with? Swappable controllers, neon lights, drawer with the keyboard, swappable computer. Oh, it comes with a computer too.
Yeah.
It does. So this does come with a computer. Customized, and there is a little interface there. So at least it comes with a decent computer. Powerful gaming PC,
if you look
Ryzen 16-bit RAM.
All these
controllers. So it comes with a lot. And it looks trendy.
If you have wall space, we do not have wall space.
Look at that. You know, the trendy celebrities want an arcade in their house. So the Polycade's definitely there for them. All right. It looks nice. Oh, it has a little like rollout thing.
Yeah, computer or keyboard tray.
So this is something you want then?
No.
$2,000.
No.
This is very expensive, but and then it's a very niche market for people who would want this product. I don't know if that's me. It doesn't have enough nostalgia for me, and it's wall mountable. Like, where are you gonna put this?
Yeah, and it's one of those where like you would always have to think about wall space.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that it's wall mounted.
I think that the thing about your arcades makes it a nice draw is that someone's not stuck to the wall, glued to the wall. It looks like something that like you can kind of come off the wall to play. I don't know. I've never...
Carlos saying the Unico blows this away.
Sorry. There
Okay.
Yes,
I thought you were advocating for this.
Yeah.
My bad, Carlo. He's like, no.
Opposite.
Other way around. I got you. All right, Carlo knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so Unico, best innovative product right now that I think for 2023. I think the price point probably a little bit higher than I would like it to be, but you know, that's just me personally. If it was like maybe $700-800 would be great. Unipo's got to make a business though. Worst, I would say, marketing and official capacity of any information about this. The releases and information has all been on Facebook. It's been kind of like under the radar when they were going to release it. I'm hoping more people can get their hands on it and see it in person somewhere else. I know Cool Toys made a video about this, but I think the best worst for that product is kind of, it is what it is. All right. Since Carl O is here, let's next talk about AtGames. Yeah. So are you curious about what AtGames has been releasing lately?
I'm just curious how Carlo O is related to AtGames. But yes, what has AtGames been
Carlo's
releasing?
like a big AtGames fan. And so like he always gives me crap because he thinks I'm an AtGames hater. I'm not an AtGames hater.
Okay, while you are thinking about the stuff that AtGames is coming out, I would love to see what Carlo O thinks. Carlo, you're having me mixed up.
Carlo
has looking forward to AtGames while you prime up and show me what AtGames is coming up with. So
yes,
Carl, this is your opportunity to blow us away with what you think is awesome. But Kongs or Us, tell me what's coming up.
Okay, what's coming up right now is AtGames has their Nod winter sale going on for all these products. So did you know that AtGames has sales all the time? Yes.
I think I saw them at Costco. Why wouldn't they have a sale?
And they have their Ultimate HD for $450. They have a Legends Pinball that I sold still at retail for $650. That's crazy. I sold my recent Star Trek Legends pinball machine for like $1,000, and it had PCs and all the other stuff in the back box. Killed me to get rid of that thing.
It killed you to get rid of the thing that fell on my head?
Yes. I mean, that was purely your fault. I mean, an accident. I'm kidding. It was my fault. Didn't take off the back legs carefully.
Drink your beer. We have video proof that no. Whole domestic violence is not a good thing.
I think the worst thing I think about AtGames, and I'll just say it right off, is that their winter sales and their NOD, which stands for National Owners Day.
Oh, that doesn't help.
It's very confusing, their sale process. Anytime they have a sale or a thing, like you have no idea what NOD means, right?
Nope.
This is their public website.
Yep.
You'd think they'd say something like National Owners Day.
So they say nowhere does it say National Owners Day.
I don't see anything that says National Owners Day on there. It just says NOD sale, right?
So why is it called National Owners Day?
It's to help promote existing owners with deals for their products. However, this is a very external facing website for brand new people that may not have gotten their products. So it must be like National New Owner. Maybe it's New Owners Day now or something. So I think it's just weird from and maybe I'm like harping on the marketing of both Unico and Arcade or like AtGames right now, is that I've always not liked the way they put their sales up there.
It is not clear or transparent is what you're trying to say.
Exactly. And here's the other thing that's always bugged me about National Owners Day, aka NOD. They have National Owners Day like 4 times a year. It's not it's like
so they should put
it's not autumn or fall, and now it's NOD winter, and then they're gonna do another NOD in February, which is their main one. And sometimes they have a spring one. So like every season they have a National Owners Day. This should be like National Owners Quarterly for brand new owners sales of stuff. And it's normally like a couple of percentages off their hardware products, some decent sales off their software if you've never gotten them. So this is the time to be getting them. But I always think like AtGames is still very confusing to purchase anything. So,
well, if you look at their names alone, it says at and then Ames. You don't realize there's a G.
Where?
You're AtGames.
AtGames. No, the games. No, that looks fine. That looks fine. Okay. But currently they have Legends 4K products. They have 4 brand new 4K products that you can pre-order.
Are they the only home arcades of 4K machines?
They are the only products in the home arcade market right now bringing the 4K quality to you. It's 4KP, by the way. It's not actual true 4K. You know, it's like the old like 1080i versus 1080p thing. So I don't know what 4KP means, but I know it's not true 4K. But it says it there in the title, right? The 4K. So we've talked about the Addams family, right? So this is the one that we talked about a while ago that came out. It's $1,500 normally. There were some people that got it for $1,200. Now you can get it currently for $1,300. It's all pre-order. Nobody has this in hands right now.
But the price says $200.
It's $200 non-refundable deposit. So you have to pay $200 today. You have to pay the rest of it when you get it.
Shouldn't it be the opposite? $1,500 on top, but on the bottom it says like pay $200 to hold on to it.
No, the price is $200 for you to pay right now.
That's so confusing.
All right, well, that's why they have the small print. That's how they get you. That's marketing.
You're like,
you
put the price, $200 I want.
$200. No, it's not $200. You got to pay the rest of it. So Addams Family came out. 4KP is the standard edition. They'll make a ton of these pinball machines. I thought when I made a video about this, I thought it was a nice kind of first dab at a 4K product. I love that Zen is really doing all the skins for it. Right. They then released this Dinosaur Dynasty cabinet.
Is it like Jurassic Park, but not?
It's a fake Jurassic Park. It's faux Jurassic Park. It's Jurassic Farce right now. So this is a generic dinosaurs. Also, same price. It's going to be $1,200.
Carl, we have not been watching the chat. I really hope you typed in something stellar.
No, he didn't. What did he say? Carl says, it's eggnog. Tastes really good. Drink it with rum. Thank you so much. So how many National Owners Day are there? There's like 4 this year, right? This is true. This is true. All right. Tony C says he really wants the Attack from Mars 4K, but he already pre-ordered Family. I hate how they won't tell us the capskins right away. This is also my kind of like best worst thing with the way AtGames is marketing their products. They are hardcore using FOMO marketing, and the way they're releasing their products is not providing a good customer experience. Because like Tony C is doing, he pre-ordered it to Addams Family, but a month later, Attack from Mars came out, and that looks way better. So it's kind of like it's tough for people that are in the
market. So Carl's
he says I need the peanuts cabinet.
But then also Video Game Vegas says, oops, would you ever consider buying some or all of these new AtGames 4KP machines, creating a VPin arcade wing in the house?
No, because multiple VPins machine like don't make sense. I actually went down that route. I had an Arcade1Up VPin machine, and then I had 3 VPins in the house at one point, right? The Arcade1Up, the AtGames one, and a full size one.
And the baby one.
And then it had the baby one, and then it had the Toy Shop one. I've had 5 total Vpinball machines, and multiple like VPins, even though they're different skins, they make like 0 sense to have multiple versions of them because you can play them, all of them, on the same machine.
So you should also sell the cat's VPin.
No, I like that one. That one's that's the only AtGames VPin machine.
Y'all, you heard it on the stream. Yeah. We have a pinball machine for the cats that he refuses to sell.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't plan on getting the other ones, but they had this dinosaur one. Then they released this one, which was a pretty cool theme in my opinion. For those that are Peanuts fans, this is a really cute video pinball table. They have the on Zen Pinball. You can buy this on Switch, on PC, so you can play the game itself. But if you're a huge Peanuts fan, I thought this was a really well done theme pinball. So it's probably like the best original theme that I've seen that's not an existing pinball table, because they haven't made a Snoopy pinball machine as far as I know, but it's cute. Look at the topper. Like, this gets some good kudos for like best original pinball design. So that's like my best thing from AtGames. I would say from original pinball design, this is the best thing that I've seen in terms of like an original design this year. Pretty cool. Yeah, would you agree?
If that is indeed the skin, although what Tony C has said has me like worried.
What did he say?
He said, I'm not seeing the skins until he ordered the pre-order and he didn't see the skins right away.
Yeah, so what he's talking about is the very first one they announced on pre-order was this one, like 2 months ago. He didn't know all these other options were coming. So FOMO marketing was like, I'm going to buy this because I want to lock in this early bird price, but he didn't know it was coming out. So then they subsequently released Snoopy, the dinosaurs one, and then we talked about this a few weeks ago. They released Star Trek, and this is again one of those ones that people were very on the fence about. They're like, Star Trek, yes, but it's not the skin that people want. They were talking about this. You remember we had a conversation about this? This is the kind of, what is it, Kelvin series timeline? Is that right? And they have like the modern Chris Pine version on here. They have very custom Star Trek tables on here. It's Star Trek,
but it's not the Star Trek we want.
People wanted the next generation Star Trek artwork, the one that I had, the one that we made a fun review on, the one that I sold, the one that I let get away. I sold that thing. I needed to get it out of the house for a really good reason, but I sold it for like $1,000. Lucky person who ever got it. They were like, beautiful Star Trek, the next generation pinball machine. It was still the HD version of it. Had to let it go. But this is the one that people saw and were like, yeah, it's Star Trek at least. So some people might like this. I don't know. But then this past week, they released what I think is the best looking VPin machine. One of the best of all time. Ready?
What am I looking at?
Attack from Mars. Okay. This is like literally listed in all pinball machines of all time as one of the top 5 pinball machines of all time.
But you want a virtual version.
But they have a virtual version. Arcade1Up made a virtual version of this machine. So this is actually a very interesting machine because it's the first time they've had Attack from Mars, like the game, made by 2 separate companies. Like, you've not seen an arcade that's made by 2 separate companies yet, right? They don't have a Street Fighter from AtGames and a Street Fighter Arcade1Up. This is now like the first product that's like, it's the true to the arcade version, the pinball version of Attack from Mars 2. So this is the key, that they actually finally have been listening to community feedback, and they tried to make this look like the real machine, which is really cool. That's really freaking cool. Even the topper itself with the alien and the little thing, like, that's really cool. It's unique. It has a little extra acrylic. I think, in my opinion, this is one of the best looking VPin cabinets that they put together, with the Attack from Mars logo, with the aliens on the side. Doesn't look all stretched, like fans of classic pinball machines. With a good little alien in the speakers too. This is not sexy, and this is good looking.
I am starting to question what you think looks good.
It's what you don't like. Have you ever played this game?
No, I have not.
No, you've not played Attack from Mars before?
Have you played Attack
from Mars?
Okay.
Okay, I gotta get you to playing Attack from Mars. Anyways, so This is the Attack from Mars game. It is, again, $200 to pre-order, but this week, if you want to put down a pre-order for it, it's $1,200. So Tony C was saying, man, I ordered this pinball machine that, yes, it's Addams Family, but it looks nothing like the Addams Family from the original. This is exactly what people wanted to look at. Sorry. This is what people wanted. So I would say Attack from Mars, best looking recreation virtual pinball cabinets on the market, hands down, better than any of the Arcade1Up offerings. This is literally the best commercial VPin product ever made in terms of looks. I don't know because it hasn't been in anybody's hands right now, but from a looks design standpoint, from everything, this is it. This is hands down the best looking commercial VPin product ever made.
Has AtGames improved the UI? Because that was another sticking point.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying I should buy one so I can test it myself so you can see it?
No, the answer is no.
Okay. Because it would be $1,200 to get this.
Yeah, the answer is still
in
no.
the hands. And yeah. This is a really good looking pinball machine. It's nice. It's nice out there, right? Like, people, what do you guys think? This is a really, really nice looking pinball machine. Katic BPR says he can't wait to get it. Right? The new Addams Family looks 1,000 times better than the first render. Oh, there's a new one. That's good to know. Shampoo Swan says, I'm also upset they changed the Addams Family artwork to look worse and they won't let us change.
Some looks good, some looks bad.
Did they really change it? I don't remember them saying that they changed it. I got to look for that. All right. So Nicholas says it looks better. All right. You're still not sold on the AtGames. Bad quality shit tables outside of Zen. I think you'd have to give them a try and see. Some of their Zakaria tables aren't bad, and I do like their the pinball packs that they made, like the Dr. Seuss tables and some of those other ones. So they have a decent number of games that I do like to play. Too many expensive hobbies. Yes. Video Game Vegas says he pre-ordered the Addams Family, but you really want that Peanuts or Attack from Mars. So yes, a lot of people ordered the other wrong stuff, but wouldn't mind getting the newer stuff. Tony says maybe he would sell his Arcade1Up so you can get the multiple AtGames 4K pinball machines. Yeah. Oh, wait, you're right. Arcade1Up did do iArcade did Dragon Slayer. You're right.
That's true. Yeah, that's right. True. Good point.
But they actually look different, completely different though. Like,
still gameplay.
Well, yeah, but Attack from Mars, like, it's the same artwork on both cabinets though. So Arcade1Up made their version of Attack from Mars look like this. AtGames made their version. But strong point, Video Game Vegas. Strong point. It's a beauty, not into the RP, but it's fantastic looking. Arcade1Up gets stomped curd by this for sure. People are saying Dragons Lair Attack from Mars. It's actually good after you do the Team Encoder mod on it and put the Valor tables on it. Yeah, all the Arcade1Up tables, when you do the pinner mod on it, they become fantastic. They do. Do you think it will handle future Pinball and VPX? Yeah, once you put a PC in this, I have VPX and future Pinball running on my Legends HD. Like, no problem. It just depends on the PC that you're putting inside of it. I actually gutted my PC and stuck it inside of the cabinet. And so from a pinball project, that would be, something that would be fun to test on this. But again, I've already gone that route. I have a full-size pinball machine that I'm working on.
So that's interesting. What you recommend is folks take a look at the artwork on the outside, because the inside doesn't matter. You can just put a PC in.
You can. So like there's stock tables and interface you can play on, but it's still made where you can add a PC. That's the whole thing about AtGames. Was actually it's meant to be modded. All right. Mrs. Crew, B already pre-ordered. Can't you tell? No, I have not. I have not pre-ordered any of these.
There is that, if folks saw the thumbnail, an empty space in the house, which he's like, I'm going to put something there.
I do. I have something else planned, but it's not something that I'm pre-ordered.
There stuff that you put where they're not supposed to be, like in our hallway.
Yeah. Oh, they added cousin it to the front backboard. Oh, interesting. All right, I got to go look at that. All right, you got to look at that. All right, Grinch is a great table. Your screen died in your Attack from Mars Arcade1Up. Arcade says they won't get a replacement screens until March. Man, that sucks, dude. All right, Shampoo says he's a little bit more picky about it because he's a design. All right, until he sees it in action. What's up? Okay, so we're caught up with the chat right now. Attack from Mars again. So kind of best and worst, like I was saying. Best replica VPin table on the market in terms of a look standpoint. Did they update their... They didn't update this.
Not on the website.
Yeah, with the Cousin It design.
Let us know where you can find the picture of the new Addams Family AtGames Arcade, because we are looking at their website and legit, it just looks like the old one.
Yeah, so if they've updated the artwork, they probably should have updated the website, right? I guess that's my big thing with these like website or the the companies for new pre-order products, they should be making these updates on the website too.
Maybe it's like a click thing. Like you have to have a Facebook account in order to log in to see all the changes.
Yeah. Okay. Another best worst thing from AtGames, just as we're talking about this from a holiday shopping guide. This is a pre-order for the Legends 4K SSF kit. Do you have any idea what SSF is?
Sound systems for the win.
Negative. SSF, I'm just curious if they actually write it out here. If you want to enhance your pinball experience with realistic sound effects, you might want to consider adding the Legends 4K SSF kit for your Legends 4K machines. Optional accessory supports Legends surround sound feedback feature. SSF is surround sound feedback.
Y'all, you put surround sound feedback parentheses SSF.
Yeah, right? Any sounds coming from the playfield will make it look like the location coming from the sound, providing a more realistic experience. Additionally, the system will provide feedback which allows users to feel the vibrations of the sound. So they have
subwoofer.
A subwoofer includes 4 exciters and a woofer that can be mounted inside the Legends 4K. Speakers are
connected to the Legends CE 4K software
Platinum. It lets you adjust the settings. Surround sound kit. You can enjoy that immersive audio. So note, this product was not designed for your average user. It was created for a more technical DIY, parentheses, do it yourself. Thank you so much for writing that out. An expectation is that the user of this product is experienced in modding, prepared, and aware of the risk of handling this. AtGames provides standard 90-day warranties for you to install. I believe they also...
I love it. They basically wrote Kongs are us on that one sentence. Kongs are us.
Yes, you can do it yourself. Or they actually said if you wanted to, oh my goodness. Oh, wow.
Wow, the pre-order prices are like nutsos. Anywho.
Oh my goodness. $200, $300 for the surround sound.
I love how they put that there and like kept it there. So it's like FOMO right in front of your face.
Yeah, they want to let you order this. But I think there was a way for people to order this and then have it already pre-installed.
Oh, it's like your furniture and your
like
bikes.
You can customize it and get it pre-installed.
Somebody's already built it for you.
I think that's what they said. But anyway, so I think it's cool that they offered this as a kit because from a virtual pinball standpoint, I did add surround sound feedback. What this is replacing are the physical solenoids. So you remember, like there weren't like blep 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 blep. It won't say clackety clack. It'll now use a little exciter that'll like go clack clack clack.
Oh, that sounds like stuff that happens in the bedroom.
No, like you know what I'm talking about. So you hit the button and it's just gonna go click, but like it's gonna be an exciter, not the solenoid.
Y'all heard that? It's gonna be exciting in the bedroom.
I think they're actually using a Dayton audio too. Look at that. I can see the picture. Those are Dayton audio speakers too. So a DA-EX58. They're using legit exciters. This is what I would have used on my mod too for a surround sound feedback. So I think it's cool that they're including this as an option. I'm already telling people how to do this. This is going to be, even though it's like a commercial product, still something that people are going to have to dive into and upgrade on their own. I would only want to get it just for tinkering's sake, but I'm still a ways off from getting one. I don't know. All right, Tony says he paid the $50 to do the surround sound install at the factory. Comes with a 1 to 2 week delay.
But you don't have to do it yourself.
Correct. So that's like $50 in labor to have them do it. That's not bad, right? Versus you pulling it apart with the chance of breaking it. If anybody was going to get this surround sound kit, do what Tony did. I forget how you do this option, but you got to add the $50. I would pay the extra $50 to have them install at the factory. That's definitely a ding. Does it vibrate? It does vibrate. Don't pre-order. Nobody's going to get any machines this year, especially earliest is March, which is 3 months into 2024. Yeah. It depends on pre-ordering. If you really want to get the deal that you have, pre-ordering now will at least lock in some of the lower prices though. So, I mean, this is that FOMO marketing that you got to go through that. Oh, sorry. Let me go back out of this. It's $50 at this early bird pricing.
But just like the fact that if you scroll up a little bit, you see that they kept
this right here,
the pre-order here, and it's like you were missing out. You were totally missing out. Wait till you get on the bus because you realize you
missed out. The kit was $200 when you first got it, and now it's $399 or $299. And this is like that FOMO marketing. It says that full price is $1,500. If you pre-order this week alone, it is $1,200 with a non-refundable deposit. So it's $300 off. Still a decent deal. And you got to get the exciters, but you could also buy all these things on your own. I'm really curious what integration they have into their stock system though. So you might have to get this in order for it to work exactly with their stock interface system. All right. So AtGames best and worst, right? We talked about it. Beautiful system, worst website, all the information, and then the FOMO marketing.
Folks' websites.
I don't. And then the FOMO marketing, I'm not a fan of. They are supposed to be releasing, if you're still waiting and you want to just wait, they're releasing 10 more skins of some other IP that's going to be in the same format, same internal guts and everything, different outer skin. So you could get eventually a Medieval Madness if people really wanted that. You could get maybe a Star Trek: The Next Generation. You could get, one of the other Marvel titles
have like a track of like who they've worked with before.
So the reason why they're able to do all these is they're working now with Zen Pinball. Yeah, so Zen Pinball is like the main studio in the virtual. They're the virtual pinball market team. So that's why it says Zen on the kind of cover on the side. So they are the ones that are helping kind of give them the IP licensing to do this and to make all these skins. So Zen doesn't have to create virtual pinball tables on their own. They can just use AtGames as their physical hardware partner, which just makes sense for them. But 10 tables, it's a lot. And all of these were supposed to be a limited edition to like only 5,000, but 5,000 is a lot of any product. If you don't feel it's limited at that point, it's a huge amount. All right, so let's move on to our last arcade company.
What was it again?
Arcade1Up.
Arcade1Up.
Yeah. All right. Car O says, we already have ordered it, gamer. Don't listen to the people in Michigan. Tony says, you had to email AtGames customer service to send you the link to pay for the software install kit at the factory. They're supposed to email those who pre-ordered it to see if they wanted it. All
right, flood their emails. All
right, Adam's family delivery slips past January 31st. You can cancel or change it to another skin with no penalty. That's other people were like, when do I do this like switcheroo thingy? Because I pre-ordered my deposit, but I want to change it for a new skin.
Like, thank you, Tony C. January 31st.
I have a feeling though that they're going to
on January 29th release
screw other people about this, and they're gonna like ship it out, and they will not allow them to cancel it.
That's unfortunate.
And switch their skin. I think it would have been really cool if they just pre-ordered the 4K pinball at $200.
And then let you pick
and then drop down for picking which skin you want to, right? Like, and then you just pre-order, get everybody in there. I don't know.
Games, if you have a time or chance to change it on your Facebook page, because apparently your website's not going to catch up.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, it sucks for all the FOMO marketing for people like wanting to buy these different skins. It's really weird. All right, Caveman says, you hope AtGames sells all the Zen games licenses. You'd love to have one pinball. That's a lot. That's over 100 pinball tables, man. Why not spell them with magnetic skins?
Today, I feel like this. Tomorrow, I feel like this.
Could be, but that would be a lot of work, though. All right, $2.99 Pac-Man XL is a good deal at Costco. What? There's $2.99 XL Pac-Man at Costco? You
don't need $2.99 XL Pac-Man from Costco.
What? There's a $2.99 XL at Pac-Man? What? Dude, all right.
Stop. We don't need
I've been missing out. I've not been paying attention that this was actually $2.99. Somebody send me a link to that. I gotta know where was the $2.99 XL Pac-Man, because now my deals look stupid compared to that deal. That is definitely deal number one this holiday season. If you can find a Pac-Man XL for $2.99,
we don't need a
retail price was $5.99.
So you save $300.
Yeah, 50%. That's good.
You don't need one.
That's good.
You're gonna get rid of your Miss Pac-Man?
All right, yeah, maybe if they made a Ms. Pac-Man XL, I would go for it. That I would. Okay, all right. So for the Arcade1Up fans out there, I just kind of put together, kind of my top 5 deals this holiday season, which are not that great deals. Here's the worst deal right now out there is Time Crisis. When it first was released,
they're finally selling it.
It was $750.
All right. We had a hard time with this one because it was a hard sell.
Yeah.
The fact that what are you paying for the topper?
Okay. So it's $5.99. You're paying for a lot of things. You're paying for the fact that it has 2 guns, which, some new technology in it. It's Namco. It is a new design. There's a pedal. The hardware pieces of it made this very, very expensive.
2 games.
Mm-hmm. No, you got 4 games. You got Time Crisis, Point Blank, and the 2 Steel Gunners. But at $5.99, this is now a little bit more palatable for folks that will be open to checking this out at $5.99, $150 off. If this retail is starting off at $5.99 and didn't start at the $7.49 price, I think a lot more people would have been happier with this. And there's a chance it may go down even further if it gets down to the under sub $500. I think it's still one of the best looking cabinets Arcade1Up has ever put together. Absolutely gorgeous from a deluxe standpoint. I really like the design of it, except for the super low freaking coin door that's really at your shins. It's super low.
That's just for looks, though.
It's the only physical thing I hate about this. And the artwork on the thing was messed up. I did a video about that, but otherwise it's beautiful. It's a beautiful looking cabinet. The guns themselves have some issues, but sub $500, this would be a really sweet spot. So that's like kind of like my top 5 deal, like worst deal right now. Last year's legacies right now are $2.99. There's the Bandai Legacy, which is the Pac-Mania cabinet. So it has an interesting little Z-back design. So you can get this from Kohl's. You can get this from Best Buy. I think that's also on Amazon too for $2.99. Not a terrible deal for last year's models, but I can't remember if this model had the issue with the screen on it, but I just wanted to throw it out there for $2.99, not bad for last year's models. And in addition to last year's models, that's still pretty decent. $2.99 Yoga Flame, again, is decent. It's last year's models with the riser lit marquee. I've seen some people order this either at Best Buy or at Amazon, has them both for $2.99, and they ship them the blue version of this cabinet, which instead of the turbo, I think the blue one looks better. Some people are excited because it's more limited than the Yoga Flame edition. People say that this one looks like Pizza the Hut.
But yeah. Yoga Flame,
and then there's also a Shinko Hadouken version. So $2.99 price point, decent, but it's not the best Street Fighter out in the market right now. So it's not a super great deal, but if you like this design, $2.99, not bad. The next deal that's been out there is Fast and Furious, retailed at $600. And that's kind of the big deal. It's like, why was Fast and Furious only $600 and Time Crisis was $750? It's like a racing cab, has extra pedals and things too. You'd think it would be similar technology, but it was $600. Now it went as cheap as $400. Some people actually got this for $399. Wow. Right now, today, I looked on Walmart, you can still get it for about $425. So still a decent deal.
Only 2 games?
This one, very controversial 2 games. It has the Fast and Furious and Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. But
I mean, the Time Crisis has 4 games.
Yes.
This one has 2 games.
Yes. So. Did I ever tell you about the drama with this?
No,
I have told you the drama of this. I made videos about this. You have no idea.
I have no idea.
So they took Drift, right? And this game in the arcade had the same tracks as the original one.
But they just changed
the location. They just said, hey, we're going to use the mechanics from this one, Drift. And then
y'all are playing the same game.
You're playing the same game. It just looks a little bit different. Yeah. It's C19K Fox says, it's one game. It's one game, right?
So I mean, like Time Crisis, 4 games. This one game.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So Yoga Flame has soft mods available, so it adds a lot of value. That's true. That is very, very, very true. Very true that. Okay, so that at $425 or $400, if this even gets a little bit cheaper, the game itself, for those that have it, is fun to play. It plays like Cruis'n USA.
Wait, so which Fast and Furious is this?
Fast and Furious and Fast and Furious Drift.
Isn't this the car from like Fast and Furious 3?
Yes. No, it's the original Fast and Furious. It's the Mitsubishi Eclipse from Fast and Furious 1. Okay. It's the one that Brian Connor was racing with the underglow and beating Vin Diesel in his RX-7.
I almost feel like that was the one that was inside of the one they went to Miami for.
No, that would be the other Eclipse. Yeah, they also had an Eclipse in that one. But this Mitsubishi Eclipse was in Fast and Furious 1. Guess what? Do you think you can play with this car in the game?
No.
Negatory. They took out that Eclipse from the actual game.
We just want you to look at it.
Seriously, you can play a Mitsubishi Eclipse, but it's not the actual Eclipse that's on the side artwork. So I have a lot of like just personal issues with how they executed this cabinet.
All right, before you get angry, let's go to your number 1.
It's the best worst value machine. Anyways, yes, but it's fun. For those that get it, you can link them up. Has some decent value. I might get it. Just kidding. Not gonna get it. Best value on the market right now, except for the $299 XL Pac-Man, which I got to know. Walmart today, you can get the HS5 for $300.
Is it blacked out?
Yeah, no, this is what it looks like. So this is Street Fighter 2 CE Champion Edition, HS5, which is the design of the cabinet, Deluxe stand-up. When I went to EVO this year, this was the cabinet that I was helping be a booth babe for. I helped set this up with Travis and Cyrus, and we were talking about this. This is to date the best looking designed Street Fighter cabinet that's available on the market. It's very simple. Yes, people are like, oh, there's not a lot of design compared to Yoga Flame, but this is what Street Fighter 2 cabinets look like. And from a Capcom physical design standpoint, right? If you look at the
you know what it looks like?
Yes.
If you go back to the picture.
What does it look like?
It looks like a big person hugging you.
Ah, like
huggies.
saying huggies.
Hi,
Huggies. But this cabinet shape for the Street Fighter, this is not a traditional Capcom arcade cabinet shape. You know what this looks like?
A shack.
Look at this. This is the shape of a traditional Midway cabinet.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat being a competitor to Street Fighter, people are like, why the heck is there a Capcom arcade title from a nostalgic standpoint inside of a Mortal Kombat Midway style cabinet? In fact, this Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet is in the style of a Midway form factor cabinet.
So it should look like.
So that when they release this, it's a deluxe cabinet. This little front part right there, that's a little plastic piece that has kind of the vinyl hugging part. But that's what the original Capcom HS5 cabinets look like. So from a nostalgic standpoint, this is a true Capcom designed looking cabinet. They're like,
Capcom
we want
to hug you.
They want to hug you. Imagine John D going hug you. Right. This was one of his things. Was like, we want to make arcade accuracy and try to make this. This is not nostalgic, but the artwork is beautiful. The design is beautiful, right? Because if you like a nice looking artwork design cabinet,
I see. So
it's nice.
You have this arcade. Wonderful. You want John D to hug you. Buy this one.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what you're saying.
We're saying, yeah, John D wanted to hug. But you're the one who's ever said the HS5 looks like a cab that's hugging you.
I said
and John D is like synonymous with Capcom. So by extension, you're saying John D's hugging everybody if they buy this cabinet.
If you want to get a warm hug from John D, buy this cabinet.
Or if you hate John D, then you don't want to buy this cabinet. And
then buy the other one.
You want to get the Yoga Flame because it's the same games list, by the way. These games lists are exactly the same. A year later, they're exactly the same. The only difference, literally,
is a John D hug.
It's the John D hug, depending if you like it or not. So that's exactly. Yeah. So there you are. I've never heard it described that way, but yeah, now I can unsee HS5 cabinet giving you a nice little hug.
Only for $300.
Only for $300. That's right, $300. What can you do? All right. Oh, and Video Game Vegas says Big Blue looks better for you and no Dark Stalkers trilogy and any other Arcade1Up cabinet. You bring up an actually great point, Video Game Vegas. So for me personally, just like you, my Big Blue cabinet, in my opinion, is still a better classic Capcom design cabinet than the HS5. The Big Blue, I probably played on more HS5s, but Big Blue itself, the cabinet design, the Street Fighter 2, look at the Champion Edition, Street Fighter 2 to Champion Edition. Since for anybody that has a Big Blue, there is like zero reason, in my opinion, to upgrade to this. I don't think the games list is that much more upgraded and is better than what's on Big Blue. So I agree with you, Video Game Basis.
Blue has I absolutely agree. Darkstalkers trilogy
they do. They have all three Darkstalkers games. It has all the Street Fighter games, Puzzle Fighter. So from a fighting game standpoint, Big Blue is better.
So you should really replace this like John D hug with Big Blue.
Yes. I also had to mod by Big Blue too because the control panel sits super low compared to the other ones, right?
So how much is Big Blue worth these days?
Big Blue, I think you can get a Big Blue for like $400. And it might be even cheaper. Like last year during the Red Cross sale, it was like $150. So Big Blue was much cheaper like a year ago.
I love Big Blue is Pepsi.
I know.
Oh my god, there's a soda called Big Blue.
Arcade1Up Big Blue. Let's see if they have anything on sale. You know what? So $3.99 is
400.
is the closest one. So it's like, $400.
Use your Kohl's cash.
But it comes with the stool. None of the new cabinets come with stools anymore. So, you know,
you got to stand.
You got to stand. It does come with the stool. I really want to give a shout out to She-Lines Gaming. She actually did something really cool. She took the Marvel vs. Capcom PCB, the stock one, and then put it into a big blue cabinet and put the whole thing as Marvel vs. Capcom 2 because it's it's the design that would look like a Capcom machine. So that's what she did. I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. So if I wanted to buy, here's what I would do. If I wanted to go back and buy the Arcade1Up HS5, right? HS5. So here from Walmart, the only place Walmart it's $2.99, everywhere else is $3.49. So Walmart, get it from here. I could buy this cabinet, and then move this one into there, sell this, and then it wouldn't look like, because the reason, like, I don't want to have a Street Fighter 2 this one and then have a Street Fighter 2 looking like that, right? It would make no sense. But if I turn this into a Marvel's Capcom 2 cabinet, it would look different. And then I have the Street Fighter HS5 design. That's something that I may consider doing.
She-Line, you'd help me get rid of a cabinet.
No, she already made her own. She inspired me to do this. So I would get rid of the Marvel's Capcom 2 cabinet by translating it into the big blue. That might be a future.
Thank you. You are an awesome human being.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of this.
Yeah, $3.99 with Best Buy. John D is out. He's out. He's out for sure. All right, that $2.99 match makes it the perfect deluxe cabinet for stockpiling for mods, unless there's an XL right around the corner.
Hold on. I'm still like ruminating on the fact that She-Line said you can get rid of this because you put it in that. Can we get rid of this?
Yes. I would put the Marvel's Capcom 2 PCB into that cabinet, and then I would buy this cabinet, and then I would take the PCB from that and put it in here because I don't like the games list on that. So I would have this looking cabinet with the big blue PCB, and then I would have the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 PCB inside of the big blue.
Oh shit balls, we still have cabinets here.
I would get rid of this cabinet though. It would just be replaced by this one. Yeah. That's the end game.
Please tell me how to get rid of cabinets.
No, that was just like, that was the inspiration, that I would get rid of my Marvel vs. Capcom midway looking cabinet. So I think it's worth it. I think it could be done. All right. I have no idea, but it looks like earlier they said that in Costco's, you were able to go in person to find a Costco and then get it, right? Is that what somebody was saying? It's not available online. Pac-Man XL is only at your local Costco, and it has to be checked. So you have to go there, and so your mileage may vary, is what you're saying. So that is a stellar deal, though. If you can get the Pac-Man XL for $2.99, that would be the best holiday deal right now. For $2.99, half price for an XL cabinet.
You know,
that's really good.
The best deal.
What's that?
Not buying it and save your $2.99.
I'm not buying any of these. None of these are on my thing to order. I was just sharing my opinion of said things for folks out there that wanted to know. So those are your best and worst holiday shopping deals that you can get if you wanted to still get things in the home arcade space. Are we getting anything this holiday season related to home arcade?
I'm not getting anything.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're getting.
What would you like for Christmas? This is Kongzerus. Oh, you would like an HS5? Oh, totally. We'll put that underneath your Christmas tree for you. Abso-freaking-lutely.
I would love another cat bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho.
Yeah.
What is happening?
That's it. So just wanted to share some thoughts on that. Oh, there was another person in here that had the little bluey background. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want to save that for a future episode?
We can talk about it.
Yeah.
For the folks, the parents who might have children who love bluey.
For other experiential things. So sometimes it's not about buying things. We've really been on a kick of buying experiences for even friends and family members too.
For yourself?
Or yourself, right? You bought me an experience driving a Porsche. And so for the kids, I saw this ad, and I apologize if you're listening.
On Facebook, sorry.
So yeah, so Facebook ad for a camp and Bluey, and there's this experience in Los Angeles, which I think I might make a video on it because I think it was kind of a fun thing where you get to experience being in a Bluey episode. So for Bluey that don't know, it's like this dog show from Australia. It's a children's show, but very fun experience. I thought it was fun. Did you like it?
I described it as an escape room because you had everything you could touch. But you could not get out of the room.
Yeah, she wants a bottle of wine, another cat. Done. At least the bottle of wine. Another cat, nah. Don't know about that. But yeah, experiences are awesome. So I agree.
Awesome. I think this one, our children truly loved it. Okay. Sorry. You're going to see all these Facebook, Meta apps, what have you. It is a really fun experience for kids who enjoy the story of Bluey. Bluey is, it's definitely supported by the Australian Education Department, but I think our kids loved it. It's fully immersive. So when you go inside, you have, first off, you're entering the gift store. Kids wants all the gifts and all the things. They come and tell you, like, there's this experience. Let's go to this wall. It's a magic wall. And it becomes a door into Bluey. The camp counselors, because it's camp, the store, the company that owns it, kind of walks you through like what you're supposed to expect. But the fact that they understand the story, they understand all the little nuances to it, and all the games, very interactive. But they encourage kids to do like pretend play. It's wonderful. Our daughter loved it. It was very much in her alley. It was all about like trying to encourage them to be creative, but also be kind to each other, because like they're explaining, like, except
for that a-hole kid.
This kid who was like Hulk on everything. Anywho, they were
not all kids are created equal.
Not all kids are created equal, but they were so kind and compassionate to everybody. They wanted to make sure that each kid had fun. You did definitely see the parents off in the corner, like being on devices. But it was one of those experiences that, like, if you want your children to, like, you know, experimental, play, be themselves, worth the $50 admission.
It was super expensive though. It was $50 a person. So I think that's with a lot of things.
Look for the coupon codes.
That's like my only gripe with things, right? It's how expensive things are these days. But it's partly a basket full of memories that will have the kids to be able to take with them. So
at the end of the day, if you want your children to remember that day, remember that moment, they help you create that moment. It was definitely about letting them explore and do all the things. A little pricey. There's gift shops in the beginning, at the end of it.
Got little ears with it too. And there's a Bluey video game that we could always explore, and you know, they could learn through that too. But anyways, I may make a future video about it just to kind of like showcase it out for people that would be interested in that content. More family stuff. You know, I originally created this channel
be a family space,
to think this would be a family space. So are you open to doing more family things on the channel at some point?
If the community wants it and they want to see it and want to see what we're doing, also want to see things that they can bring their children to. This Bluey experience is throughout the nation, so they have like lots of places where they pop in new little pop-ups. I think what's great about it is just the fact that like you include your family.
So you're saying Bluey is cheaper than a Godzilla set? Absolutely,
100%.
Yes, it was.
Except our child loves Godzilla and apparently Venom.
Oh, she's been playing Venom downstairs, by the way. I'll make some more videos about Venom.
Do you want to talk about this Venom thing?
You know, we'll save it for a future episode. We've been talking for an hour already. We'll save it for the next time.
Pinball.
Yeah.
Save my sanity. I love sparkling wine, as well as whatever wine you want to give me.
You want to become a Prosecco show? Is that what you're saying?
I want to become a Feed the Mrs. Kong's Rush show.
Yes. Thank you all so much for hanging out on this beautiful Sunday. Hope you guys have a great holiday season. We'll probably do another. You want to do a holiday stream next week and do some holiday giveaways and things?
Is it Christmas Eve?
It's Christmas Eve.
So you'll be unwrapping gifts?
Yeah.
You want to unwrap gifts on live stream?
Yeah, we'll do something. We'll do something next week. Sunday Funday Show, Christmas Eve for those that want to hang out and watch.
Tell us what you want.
Yes.
Do you want to see
Mrs. Kong's Rest? Will just have a fun time. How's that? All right, we'll do some giveaways. We'll have some fun. I think annually, I also used to do like a tier list of like my top kind of Arcade1Up cabinets. No, I usually do it around like December time. Maybe I'll release another video this month. And maybe I'll include other products too, just for fun. So thank you all for hanging out. Have a great rest of your evening.
We appreciate you.
Bye.